I'm Melbra Watts, Executive Director of the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic, and on behalf of our board and staff, we are so excited to welcome you to our 30th anniversary celebration, an evening of gratitude for CMC. It is such a pleasure and a privilege to provide holistic services and support to incredible women during their cancer journey. For historical purposes, tonight's event is being recorded in speaker view only, and your mics have been muted. Use the chat feature at the bottom of your screen to interact with us, and feel free to share your gratitude for CMC throughout the program. We are so grateful to each of you for joining us. We have attendees from the Bay Area, Central and Northern California, states across the country, including North Carolina, Ohio, and Michigan. Oh, and as far away as New Zealand. Hello to you all, and welcome. As part of our celebration this evening, we hope wherever you are, you're enjoying the mocktail and appetizer recipes we've shared with you, or some other nosh of your preference. I have mine here, the hummus and cucumber with dill, and to drink, I'm having the ginger apple bliss. Get your glasses ready, as we'll be making our celebratory toasts throughout the program. We're going to make one in just a moment. But before we do, I'd like to introduce you to our MC for the evening, the lovely, award-winning talk show host and Emmy-nominated producer, Janice Edwards of Bay Area Vista.
Thank you, Melbra. It's so wonderful to be here with everyone tonight. And I also want to say welcome. We are celebrating 30 years of incredible service to the community, and that is so important. So we want to say happy birthday and thank you to everyone at Charlotte Maxwell Clinic and to all of our donors who are also supporting us here tonight. We are so excited.
And now, let us all raise our glasses together in our first toast to celebrate Charlotte Maxwell Clinic's 30th anniversary of serving Bay Area low-income women with cancer by providing free access to compassionate, integrative care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Melbra. And I want to say welcome again to everyone and thank you for joining us. I want you to know that tonight we want to start off thanking those people who make it possible, our CMC sponsors, Post News Group, Gay Player Cobb, and the Oakland A's. And later this evening, two of you will have the opportunity to find out that you are winners of tickets to an A's game. So stay tuned for that. This evening, you're going to have a chance to learn more about the poignant history of the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. We're going to honor leaders and volunteers who've made important contributions. We're going to hear from clients whose lives have been improved because of CMC. And you'll be able to invest in continuing this work through donations. There'll be a link in the chat, and you can contribute and support Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic Board of Directors, a woman with a great sense of humor and a great heart for the mission of CMC. Let's welcome Lynn Srinivasan. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Janice, for that lovely introduction, and happy birthday, CMC. I'm Lynn Srinivasan, CMC's board president. We're so glad you could join us for this evening of gratitude and celebration, and a special thank you to our founders who had the foresight and fortitude to pursue their dream of providing integrative care free of charge to low-income women with cancer. I am relatively new to CMC, becoming a board member in January 2020. I had never heard of the organization before, but my mother was a lymphoma survivor, and I was currently supporting a good friend through her breast cancer journey. I thought, what a great organization and a wonderful way to use my skills. I could attend monthly meetings and provide my opinion, something I'm really very good at. Never in a million years would I have thought that 2 months after joining the board, we'd be experiencing a worldwide pandemic and a reawakening of racial and economic injustices in this country, all of which has shed a bright light on the continuing healthcare inequality and inequity that our founders recognized 30 years ago. Let's listen to a few words from our co-founder and one of tonight's honorees, Dr. Gabriella Heinzheimer.
CMC was started mostly by self-identified radical lesbian feminists. Not all of us were lesbians, yet all of us were radical feminists. And I want to just mention that really Sally Savitz is really the founder of Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. 30 years later, CMC is still a radical feminist experiment that I hope will continue to be part of our legacy. So Charlotte Maxwell Clinic has been a radical experiment because from the beginning, we recognized there was a big difference between equality and equity, even before we had that language. For Charlotte Maxwell Clinic, we knew that healing, supporting the body's ability to heal, that the body has an innate direction towards homeostasis. And that was the strength of holistic medicine. And that many of the modalities we do strengthen the body's immune system and help correct imbalances through a model of radical tenderness. We have participated in the healing of the body, the mind, and the spirit for thousands of clients, volunteers, staff, board, donors. And now we place this in your capable hands to kind of chart out, where do we go from here? And so I just want to thank you for being willing to shoulder this big responsibility and big opportunity. Thank you.
Now let's take a minute to discuss the word radical that Gabriella used to describe the beginnings of CMC. Radical can mean revolutionary changes in current practices. CMC was radical in providing complementary treatments such as acupuncture, massage, and meditation to help alleviate the side effects of Western medical cancer treatment at a time when those modalities were deemed alternative. Radical can also mean affecting the major essence of something. CMC has affected the major essence of our clients, as you'll hear later on in testimonials from our community, and by providing our services free of charge to women who would not otherwise be able to afford our life-enhancing services. And as Gabriella mentioned, CMC was a radical experiment. CMC is no longer an experiment, but a proven, effective way to help all women manage their cancer journey. As we look to the future, I and the rest of CMC's board are dedicated to our mission of improving the quality of life for low-income women with cancer. As we explore the best way to sustainability, our strategies may be radically different than the past 30 years, but the care and compassion we provide our clients will never waver. Thank you, founders, for dedicating your lives to CMC. We take what is given to us with respect and awe, and will be diligent caretakers for the future. And to you and our audience, thanks again for celebrating with us and supporting us. We look forward to seeing you again in person.
Thank you so much, Lynn, and thank you for your leadership and your vision for the future. Since 2015, Libby Schaaf has served as mayor of Oakland. She wanted everyone to know how much she and the city of Oakland value Charlotte Maxwell Clinic's services, and she sends greetings tonight.
Hi, I'm Oakland's Mayor Libby Schaaf, here to present a special proclamation to honor the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic for its 30th anniversary. We all know that Charlotte was an inspirational social worker and public health practitioner. And tragically, she died of cancer at the age of 56, an age that I'm about to be in just a few weeks. Charlotte knew that women needed special care, not just traditional medicine, but more holistic and integrated approaches to truly bring comfort, particularly as she was suffering from cancer. Well, Oakland is indebted to those of you who were inspired by Charlotte's dying wish that money, income, ability to pay should never get in the way of providing a full complement of care to women in their time of need. And so to Sally Savitz, Gabriella Heinsheimer, and all the co-founders of the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic, thank you. Oakland and the entire Bay Area owes you a debt of gratitude that you are bringing care to our immigrant women, our women from different cultures, our women that are low income, that don't have the right kind of insurance, but need that type of care that will bring them comfort. This is an amazing gift. And it's so important that in the year 2021, your 30th anniversary, we recognize that we still have a long ways to go to bring health equity, to bring a level of care that is equitable and responsive culturally and to women. We have special needs. You've been meeting them in such a beautiful, beautiful way. Special recognition goes to Gabriella. Gabriella, I know that your integrative medical practice has been guiding the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic for all these years. And we thank you as you retire from that incredible responsibility. And thank you for your incredible service these many years, including continuing as an advisor to the clinic. To all of you that support this incredible, incredible asset that we have right here in Oakland, thank you. Please continue to give generously. If this year has taught us anything, it is that we have a long ways to go, not just in health equity, but in truly providing a quality of care. Thank you and congratulations.
And now we'll hear from one of CMC's clients about her journey and what the support has meant to her.
I was lying next to my dog, or she was lying next to me. Her name is Kylie, and she had developed some lumps, and I was paying close attention to making sure that they weren't changing. And so I was examining her, and then I thought, oh, I'm also supposed to examine myself. And I had neglected that. And so I thought, okay, I'll do a quick check. And I found a lump. And I thought, oh my God, I've got cancer. Immediately went to the doctor. And they sent me to a cancer clinic. And then the first thing she said was, you have breast cancer. So I got through everything. I went in for post-surgery checkups. Everything was fine. The radiation was uncomfortable, but you know, it was what I had to do, and I got through it just fine. And then it was time to get my life back again. And that's when I found out about all these fabulous programs. And the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic was one of the first, but it was also one of the best. And then I just got busy and got as involved as I could to recover and recuperate. So I signed up for everything. I had just gone through cancer surgery, so I needed to check in with other people that had experienced something similar to what I went through. And it was my little oasis. Cooking was really great because we actually went through the whole cooking process, and then we got to eat the food, and it was all just totally healthy and tasted good. And it was things that I could take back and do for myself. They were just a wealth of knowledge. And if I ever need anything, all I had to do was call and they'd make a connection for me. I tell everybody about Charlotte Maxwell and everything they did for me, and encourage people to find the things that I found there.
What a lovely story. One of so many here at Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. This evening, we pay homage to the one who is the inspiration behind the clinic, Miss Charlotte Maxwell herself, a progressive woman with an indomitable spirit whose life demonstrated a wise woman's saying, if you can help somebody, then your life won't be in vain. Charlotte devoted her life to helping others as a social worker and as a public health director. She recognized the value of bringing multiple disciplines together to address social and health needs. When she was diagnosed with cancer in early 1987, she put together her own multidisciplinary team of complementary health practitioners to supplement her conventional care. You'll meet a few of them tonight. Women practitioners who specialized in Chinese herbal medicine, acupuncture, massage, guided imagery, homeopathy, and hospice care. They gave Charlotte loving support during her year-and-a-half journey with cancer. Charlotte expressed her hope that one day low-income women with cancer would be able to receive the same level of care to ease their suffering. And that is the grace that birthed the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. And with that, let us make another toast here. Bring your glasses together. Let us celebrate the life of Charlotte Maxwell, the inspiration behind CMC. After her passing, several women, including those who've cared for her, came together to co-found the clinic in Charlotte's name. And at this time, it is with greatest appreciation that we honor two of them, Sally Savitz, acupuncturist and homeopath, and Dr. Gabriella Heinzheimer, who recently retired after 30 years of dedicated voluntary service, including the last 13 as CMC's medical director.
I remember the night Sally walked out of Charlotte's treatment room and said, Charlotte and I have been talking. I'm going to start a clinic for low-income women with cancer.
Gabrielle was part of the organizing group of 33 years ago. Took 3 years of doing legal stuff and endless meetings to get the clinic started.
Sally already was an activist who was involved in lots of anti-racism, anti-sexism. She brought in people with shared values, like Gabriella Heinzheimer, Cam McCallum, Beverly Burns, these different people who were part of the original scene.
Gabriella was more an active listener, and for her, it was to listen to the client's narrative.
She has really been instrumental in educating the medical community about the value to their clients of integrative medicine. She's always put the needs and wishes of clients first. She's taken really good care of the staff.
She's very well known around the community, and all she did was building relationships in and out. And it's because of that voice, really, that helped me to institute relationships outside of the clinic.
What's one of Sally's attributes is that she walks very comfortably in both the Western medicine field and the alternative medicine field. And I would say that she and I could say this about Gabriella also, were sort of the original patient advocates. Her insistence, I think, that all services be delivered with love, compassion, dignity, respect. And she really does believe in the healing power of love. And I've seen her very healing love with clients make a difference. And that's something else that she brought to that clinic that I know is still very much a daily part of every interaction. The Bay Area is blessed to have these two women.
Gabrielita, your boundless kindness is what makes Charlotte Maxwell Clinic so unique. You embody the mission statement from heart and soul. I know deep in my heart that Charlotte herself is immensely proud for what you did in her honor. You reminded me of the importance of being present with our clients and that their narratives are as important. No matter how complex it may be, being part of that narrative and making a difference in our community is essential. And it starts with our hearts. And I truly thank you for that. Gracias.
Gabriella, congratulations, my dear partner of 40 years. And I'm so proud of all that you've accomplished and that you've kept this clinic going. And your mother would be really proud of that you've contributed to the medical community as well as to our clients. And you've trained volunteers who've then gone out and done similar kinds of things in the world.
Sally and Gabriella, we honor you for your tremendous contribution in your work with the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. Thank you so much from all of us.
Dear Sally and Gabriella, we are so happy to honor you this evening. What would you like to say?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm very moved by tonight, and I'm moved by the wonderful videos that Cam and Patricia did. I would like to talk a little bit. I would like to thank everyone first for being here, but I would like to go back in our history and talk about the original committee that worked for 3 years. We started working in 1989. Actually, it wasn't 92. To start the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic, and we met for 3 years, two times a month, and sometimes 3 times a month, and it was an extraordinary experience because it was 15 formidable, powerful women, and we did everything by consensus. And if you think that's easy, it wasn't easy, but it was wonderful. And out of that, the collective consciousness of that group in 1989 knew the impact of racism and classism and poverty on women. And then the co-factor of a woman getting a diagnosis of cancer and the prospect of the protocols of the time, which are still the same protocols essentially, of surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. So our main mission, I believe, was to provide kindness, support, love to women that would, as Lynn said, would normally never be able to get the kinds of services that we offered. So I want to say thank you to the original committee. I want to say thank you to the volunteers, to the practitioners, to the staff, and most of all, to the clients who have taught us so much about generosity of spirit and courage. Their journey has been wondrous for us, and our path as co-founders has been a long, wide path filled with commitment, dedication, setbacks, magic, many miracles, grace, and most of all, love. So I am very, very touched to be here, and I love the clinic. I love what it was. I love what it has become. And I just want to say peace and blessings to everybody. And here's to the Charlotte Maxwell. Here's to 30 more years of services.
Here, here. Yes.
Thank you. So I'd just like to add a few things to what Sally has already so beautifully said. And I want to thank all of the people here who have contributed in some way to bringing us to this moment. So thank you. And the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic for 30 years has been part of the movement to decolonize healthcare. We recognized back in the 80s that 40% of Americans used holistic medicine when they got a diagnosis of cancer, and that none of these services were covered by healthcare. And so none of them were accessible to low-income people. And even back then and still today, we all know that women are more likely to be poor in this country than men. So how has Charlotte Maxwell Clinic been part of decolonizing medicine? We've always recognized that the healing art of medicine has been practiced throughout the world for hundreds, if not thousands of years in different cultures. And most importantly, besides honoring that and valuing it, we want to see that that's passed on. And we want to see that it's part of healthcare. And we want to see that regardless of your ability to pay, you have access to these essential healing arts. And this is really our commitment to integrative medicine. We don't have to choose this or that. We want the best tool, the right tool for the right job in this moment. And then the other thing we've always known is if you want to attract a diverse group of volunteers, because if you want to serve a diverse clientele, you need to have diverse volunteers. And if you want to have diverse volunteers, you need to not only require expensive certifications or degrees, because that process leaves out a whole host of people being able to volunteer and honor and practice and donate their crafts. And then the third thing is, like Sally talked about, we always recognize before the term of cultural humility that having awareness around race and class and homophobia and sexism was integral to being a good practitioner in healthcare. And so one of the things I am so appreciative of is how we have trained thousands of volunteers, like Cam was saying, to go out into the world and be more conscious, more healing, and more loving individuals. And if that isn't part of healing the world, I don't know what is. And I think deep in my heart, I know that we have contributed to the physical, mental, spiritual health, emotional health of all of our clients. And that we have also increased their lifespan. And there are thousands of you who have contributed to that and who have volunteered your time or your money. And for that, I am so grateful. And especially to the thousands of clients who have so amazingly entrusted their lives to us. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And help us keep this dream alive.
I just have one thing to add. It is so beautiful to be acknowledged as the founders, but the reality is the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic has been a gift in my life and a light in my life. So thank you.
And I just want to add one thing, that during COVID, the way the board stepped up and has kept this going, I want to do a special shout out to Melbra and the board for keeping us alive and the staff during incredibly
hard times, and to celebrate our new medical director who has reopened the clinic after all these months of only doing Zoom work. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Such a heartfelt message. Thank you so much, Gabriella and Sally. It is our pleasure. This was the time, the perfect time to recognize the great work that Charlotte Maxwell has done, the clinic, and you, and absolutely be poised for the next 30 years. Thank you again. Take care. Blessings.
And thank you, Gabriella and Sally. Another toast to your service, your leadership, your revolutionary, and yes, that is rebel and revolutionary combined, your revolutionary spirit, your tireless efforts, and your generosity, and the incredible contributions, your heartfelt sacrifices that have made the difference for thousands. We've all been so moved by this. And so please, let's toast one more time. We say thank you and cheers. As we are reflecting tonight on how it all began with Charlotte Maxwell and how it has continued, you've heard from Gabriella and Sally, and what it's meant through clients, we want to offer you an opportunity to make sure that this work of Charlotte Maxwell Clinic continues. So please click on the donate button right there, or if you'd like to write a check, feel free to write a check. The address is there as well. And as you're thinking about your donation, we invite you to consider making a monthly donation, a recurring donation, because as we've talked about previous times, we know that these are very hard times and the pandemic is still going. Thank goodness the clinic is open, but there are needs that continue. And this is about commitment. This is about love in action that makes a difference. Support is needed throughout the year. If you've ever known someone battling cancer, the isolation, the fear, and everything that comes up is beyond words. And if you've thought, I wish there's something I could do, you hear what a difference this makes. So please, we invite you to make a donation. And we thank you. Thank you for your commitment, and thank you for your continuing support of Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. We want to share with you that there are so many sponsors who have also invested, as well as some of their clients who can share how much your donation is going to mean, how grateful they are for all that Charlotte Maxwell Clinic does. So let's take a look at this incredible video that was put together to share that with you.
I have really come to understand that it was my doctors who took the cancer out of my body and cured me, but it's all the practitioners at Charlotte Maxwell that have helped me to heal.
Charlotte Maxwell is the place that pampers you, that takes care of us. The first time we as patients are the most important person.
Simply overcoming the sense of isolation and panic that typically follows a diagnosis of cancer. That is why Charlotte Maxwell Clinic is one of the services that I support and will continue to support.
They do save lives. They saved my life.
As you've heard, Charlotte Maxwell Clinic saved her life. That's what this is about, especially during these times. It's about that life transformative difference. So we encourage you, please click on the link below. It'll take you straight to the donation page. As I mentioned before, a recurring monthly donation that you budget for is a way to know that you are contributing to making the world better, even in challenging times. And now we're going to hear from another CMC client. Here's Petra's story.
It was discovered during a routine exam, and it had only been growing for 6 months. So I was very, very lucky that it was caught in time. When I came to Charlotte Maxwell, I was a few months out of having my radiation completed. I had had a lumpectomy, so I was pretty much on the road to recovery. But I felt lost and disillusioned because after all that, there was no support or anything of what I do now. I've survived cancer, so to speak, or do I have 5 years? I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. But once at Charlotte's, I found they were very compassionate, very warm. They understood that once women that walked through the door had been through a lot, and they were there to offer comfort and respite. I tried some of everything from the guided imagery to Western and Eastern herbs, lymphatic drainage massage, shiatsu, acupuncture, acupressure, the pantry with fresh fruits and vegetables and milk. There were times when I was assisted with bills and food and compression garments and everything. So I did get a lot of services, and they were greatly needed and appreciated, things that I would not have been able to afford otherwise. I think the biggest thing about being a cancer patient and coming in and not wanting for anyone to touch me was the fact that they were willing to understand that, I kind of want people to back off. And they were very understanding and would ask you, is it okay, if I'm crying today, do you need a hug? And it wasn't overwhelming, but it was great. It was wonderful. They were in tune and helped me get in tune with my body to know what I needed at the time, what was good for me. And they offered me a plethora of modalities to try to help me through my journey to become whole again. Just the sisterhood of being able to talk in group and with other women that shared my plight was healing in itself. I don't know what I would have did because I was very, very lost when I first came through the doors.
Hydra is one of over 1.1 million women who've been diagnosed with cancer here in California. 1/3 of those women are low income and cannot afford the integrative care that is so vital for an improved quality of life and optimal recovery from cancer and its treatment. During the past 30 years, Charlotte Maxwell Clinic has supplemented the standard care of thousands of low-income women with complementary therapies free of charge that they otherwise would not have been able to afford. This has been made possible by licensed and certificated volunteers who are the sole providers of healing treatments, along with language interpreters and drivers. Let us raise our glasses in a toast to the essential and huge amount of heart, energy, and commitment that thousands of CMC volunteers have contributed so low-income women could have an equitable opportunity for the highest health during their cancer journey. And in addition to our toast, there are 2 longtime volunteers that we'd like to recognize this evening. The first, with humbled heart and our greatest appreciation, we pay tribute to our dear friend, Betty Siegel, for her 25 years of active and distinguished voluntary service to CMC. We are ever grateful for her belief in our mission and the purpose, passion, and leadership in serving others that it inspired. Her generous gifts are a legacy that will live on in the hearts of many that she has touched, and many yet to be touched. We toast to celebrate the life of a dear angel and offer Our sincere condolences to her family, many of whom are with us this evening.
I saw Betty over the years get more deeply involved in Charlotte Maxwell, offer her growing skills in body work.
Her generosity of giving her time so fully to Charlotte Maxwell Clinic was impressive. At the same time that she was intrepid, I like that word for her, because she would pursue remedies and stay with them until they got into practice and benefited the clients.
Betty gave to the clinic. She was one of the most generous people in terms of a healer that I have ever known.
She was, I think, very sensitive to the needs of the clients. Again, for example, if a client passed on, the names were kept, and Betty felt that yearly it would be a good thing to have a gathering for the client's family and friends to come and simply honor their relative who had been through this experience.
I think Betty got as much as she gave to Charlotte Maxwell and really became lovely, and in the sense of a quiet presence with people in their dying days.
I think of her often in terms of her perseverance. I honored the fact that if she saw something that needed to be done, she would go for it and find ways to make it happen. Well, I would like to thank Betty just for knowing her, for being a friend, for her example, for her commitment to the clinic and its work, and just for who she was, who she is.
I will miss you also as a friend and as a fellow practitioner. Thank you for all you've contributed.
Thank you, dear Betty. We'd also like to recognize with great appreciation a licensed acupuncturist and herbal pharmacist who has provided 20 years of distinguished voluntary service to CMC. Her fearless dedication and commitment to serving vulnerable women in our community is commendable, and we are so lucky to have her on our team. Miss Sachi Inakpi.
All of our volunteers at Charlotte Maxwell are amazing, but Sachi is extraordinary. During the pandemic, when the clinic was shut down, Sachi already had connections with other volunteers and clients, and she was able to stay connected with people because of her personal connection. She was able to help identify clients who were food insecure, and she figured out a way to connect with food banks and connect people with food during really difficult times.
Sachi has a kind heart, a generous spirit. When it comes to women and cancer, she's a dedicated warrior. Charlotte Maxwell is fortunate to have her. I'm blessed to know her.
What did Sachi do as a volunteer? What did Sachi not do as a volunteer? Let's see. Sachi is a licensed acupuncturist, has been all this time, and an herbalist. So acupuncture and herbs certainly a part of what Sachi did, but also Sachi volunteered to run our pharmacy and has made sure to maintain herbal and nutritional supplement stores for our clients. So for the clients, what that means is if you're cold or you're hungry or you need something, chances are good Sachi is going to be able to figure out a way to meet that need. As a volunteer, as a human being, I mean, leaves me speechless.
When I found out there was a offering of donated food, a possible offering of donated food, I was embarrassed to express my own food insecurity. But Sashi didn't look down on me for that. And sure, and so when she came over the first time with the food, she flattered me about my garden. She was glad to see me. You know, it was a celebration. All my shame vanished, and it was lovely. It was a great thing. Like I said, I don't know what fed me more: the veggies she bought, or her presence at my door. Congratulations, Sochi. Congratulations on the award you truly deserve. And you deserve all the love we have for you as well.
Sachi, I know that you really don't like to be in the spotlight. And so I want to say thank you for allowing us to honor you. As a friend and as a colleague, I have so much deep respect and gratitude for all you've done for Charlotte Maxwell, the organization, and the clients. And I just want to say thank you. I love you.
Blessings to you, Sachi. Indeed, you are a fierce and loyal advocate for our clients. You remind them of their strength and their beauty. And we are truly grateful for your selfless service as a volunteer with us. Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Melbra, Yvonne, and Mary Lynn for your kind-hearted words. I would like to acknowledge all the phenomenal women whose collective energy and indomitable spirits created the miracle of the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. Never ever underestimate the power and persistence of extremely awesome women. This loving community has been such a soothing balm for my soul all these years. And the friendships have tugged at my heartstrings, reminding me of what's really important in my life, making human connections, spreading love, and easing suffering. Let's continue making a difference in the lives of our beloved clients and raising each other up with courage and compassion. There's still a lot more work to be done. And I encourage you to join me on this healing journey. Thank you.
Melbra, tell us, if someone donates, how does it support the staff at Charlotte Maxwell Clinic?
That's a great question, Janice. We receive patient referrals from medical centers throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. Most people who are referred to us are not aware of their options or the benefits of holistic care as a part of their cancer treatment. Donations allow our staff to take the time with each patient to ensure that they understand what their options are. This is critical for building trust during a time when many express fear, loneliness, and low self-esteem.
Oh, wow. It is indeed critical. And I have to tell you, I have been so impressed with everything that I've learned about CMC and these services that you provide. So as we're talking about donations, if someone donates $500, I'm told that that will take care of possibly 10 sessions of acupuncture or some complementary services that would help with the side effects from chemotherapy and radiation. Is that right?
Yes, it's all about easing our clients' pain through massage, acupuncture, homeopathy, herbs. We know that chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery can cause side effects from neuropathy, tingling and numbness in the feet, to lymphedema, swelling of arms and legs, to nausea, fatigue, and more. Massage, acupuncture, and energy work activate the body's natural healing process, and these reduce the symptoms and offer a better quality of life for our clients. That's what we do. It just takes a lot to make it all happen. Ongoing recruiting, training, and scheduling of dozens of volunteers to deliver hundreds of treatments each month.
Wow. It's so wonderful that these services are available. And as we heard earlier, you've reopened since the pandemic. So what is the pandemic protocol and how does that also impact your need?
Yes, we're so excited. After 18 months of in-clinic services being suspended, during which we offered Zoom workshops every week, along with telephone outreach and grocery deliveries, we have reopened the clinic. And this has been under strict COVID prevention protocols, requiring everybody to be vaccinated, wear masks, we air out the rooms in between treatments, etc. The fundamental thing is that CMC offers a safe space where we can provide nurturing, complementary care.
That is so wonderful. And that care makes such a difference. And having a safe place, it's incredible the services that you provide. Like I said, I'm so impressed. And I know that people who might be joining tonight and haven't heard about CMC before are probably impressed as well. So if you're listening and watching and hearing these powerful testimonials and your heart is moved, we want to encourage you, please click the donate button or write a check. The address is there as well. And just know that every dollar is deeply appreciated and every dollar will be matched dollar for dollar. So we are excited to say thank you for all that you're doing and to invite you to partner, to continue to partner with Charlotte Maxwell Clinic in this fight, the fight for revolutionary treatment that makes a difference for everybody in the way that is needed. Melba, it's incredible what you do. And I can tell too, one of the things that comes through with everyone here is the amount of joy that everyone has with just sharing about everything. So we just thank you so much. We thank you for this and we encourage you. So it's dollar for dollar. And we'll have another time at the end of the event to also match, but we want to encourage you right now to please donate and please just continue to make that difference that is so needed, so appreciated, and just so wonderful. So thank you for that. And I know that one of the things that is important too is the partnerships that CMC has, and that continues to inform people. We've heard about some of the therapies like acupuncture and and massage and all of the things that make such an important difference. So we want to invite you to contribute in that way as well, because this is the time that can make a life-saving difference. And we are just grateful for what you're able to contribute. So we encourage you to contribute. And we have another client story that we'd like to share. Here is Judith's journey.
I was told that I had a large, very large mass in my colon. My body just reacted so violently to chemo. I couldn't eat very much. I would throw it up or otherwise deal with it. I would become dehydrated almost constantly. And then there's a place called Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. I took myself on BART. I walked into Charlotte Maxwell Clinic, and it was this kind of oasis of peace and kind of cheery colors. People saying, "Hello, Judith, I'm so glad you came." And the very first time, it turns out I had something called Reiki, which I never knew what it was. But I limped into that treatment. So I spent an hour and a half in there. And I literally walked out of that Reiki session. I walked. I didn't kind of like lean against the walls. I started experimenting, and it turned out that my recipe of what my body needed to be able to just walk it all, to be able to eat, to be able to not break out in huge rashes and things. was acupuncture, Reiki to move energy and blood, and another form of sort of holding that was based on the meridian points of acupuncture. And I began to have a little hope, which I was just sort of enduring. All of a sudden, helped me physically, it helped me spiritually, it helped me in sort of organizational ways. They involved myself in the very serious problems of my life. Charlotte Maxwell continues to see me, and they know that very often it takes some years to recover, and that things get worse before they get better. But mostly it was hope, gentleness, and it makes me cry, but just total giving. And the thought that I wasn't alone, that there were people who knew what to do, who would give it to me, and I didn't have to give them anything back. That's what it gave to me.
That's exactly what we're celebrating here tonight, making that kind of difference. And it really brings home the need for donations. And after we have a couple of shares, then we're going to announce the winners of the A's tickets. But first, Melba, you have some additional gratitudes that you'd like to share from people. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, we have some wonderful gratitude quotes. Here's one. I have been so grateful and blessed to attend the Charlotte Maxwell Clinic for almost 3 years due to a diagnosis of breast cancer. These ladies are truly angels in our lives, and I can never thank them, the medical directors or the founders, enough for seeing the vision of what is truly needed in a caring and loving community and bringing it to fruition, always with a hug and a smile. This is much needed in every community and city.
Wow.
Yes. Here's another one. I am so grateful for the services you provide and how much help and support. After I visit CMC, I feel a lot better. I cannot afford these treatments outside of CMC. The staff are wonderful and kind to me. I feel safe and I feel heard. Thank you.
So beautiful. We want to thank the A's for their support. We also want to thank our other sponsors, Gay Player Cobb, as well as the Post News Group. Any more gratitudes, Melba, that you want to share?
Oh, yes, there's a lot of them that have been coming in. In fact, let's see, there's one here I would want to just share. I am sad to miss tonight's event. Sending so much appreciation and love for Sachi and Betty, who have both contributed so much presence to CMC in my years there. Grateful for these two amazing women and the larger community.
Yeah. Wow. It's so touching and it's so inspiring too, because
Oh, and here's another one. Here's
okay.
another one.
All right.
When I first arrived at Charlotte, I felt as though I had been shell-shocked, manhandled, and I was quite disillusioned. But once at Charlotte's, I found warmth and humanity that I hadn't felt in months. I'm very thankful for the referral to Charlotte's, the extremely caring customer service, individualized care, the convenience of weekend hours, and supplemental organic fruits and vegetables have been most helpful and greatly appreciated.
Wow.
Yes.
Those are so important. Do you want to read one more? And then I've got breaking news on the total that we have so far. You have one more?
Okay. I find myself beyond words to express my gratitude for the extent that CMC has altered and enhanced the life of my family and me all these years.
Wow. Oh, that's so moving. And we have $12,306 so far. So thank you all
Wow.
so much. We are close to that $15,000 goal. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's
for
wonderful. Thank
your
you all
heartfelt
so
support.
much.
Isn't that exciting? Yeah, so please, if you haven't yet, please click the donate button or plan to write a check. I mean, with checks coming in as well, we may already be at that mark, but we just want to thank you and encourage you to support Charlotte Maxwell Clinic. This is so exciting.
This is, oh my goodness. Well, I want to congratulate our winners. I want to thank everyone. Before we end, I want to have a special or say a special thanks to CMC's clinic partners whose contributions really enrich our program services. We appreciate the longtime and new partners who donate food, herbal medicine, and nutritional supplements on a regular basis, not just once in a while, but every week, every month. We want to appreciate our academic partners who provide master's and doctoral interns in acupuncture, integrative medicine, occupational and physical therapy, all to serve our clients. And we want to thank our affinity partners who donate quality items and services that we're able to give to our clients. Everything from knitted blankets to shawls to journals to jewelry. It's been wonderful, and we want to make sure that we acknowledge all of them. Thank you so much.
Your partners are incredible, and thank you for that acknowledgement of them. Thank you to the partners for all that you do. This is all about love and community. That's been the theme all night. Love, community, commitment, and healing. So beautiful.
Yes. And so now we're about to wrap up our program, but we want to just acknowledge everyone. A big thank you to all of our supporters and attendees of this event. Thank you to all of our volunteers who showed up and graciously gave of their time and talents over the years. Thank you to all of our clients who entrusted us with their care. And a special thanks to our production team, our speakers, our honorees, and our clients sharing their stories. Everyone who helped make this evening of gratitude so special. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, it has truly been special. We greatly appreciate your participation as Charlotte Maxwell Clinic celebrates 30 years. So thank you so much.
And a final cheer.
One last toast. Cheers.
Yes,
Thank
cheers to everyone. Thank you all so much and have a good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you again.